All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Link Click, Season 1, Episode 10.
Only
2 episodes left in the show.
Two episodes left in this season. Yeah.
And we got a time hopper.
We have absolutely a time hopper that has instigated things for the past to be changed.
Yep.
Emma, footage of her was shown now committing suicide at a bridge.
Yeah.
We've got basically some things that have changed. Now, Lu Guang is probably going to clue into things rather quickly.
Sure.
Cheng Jiaoxi, probably not. But what is going to be told from Lu Guang's perspective, or just at the very least shared to Cheng Jiaoxi from Lu Guang? Because Cheng Jiaoxi just shared everything with Lu Guang's sister.
He did indeed. And really,
So
at this
that
point,
happened.
if things are going this badly, you kind of got to bring him into the fold a little bit, Lu Guang, right? Like, you know,
I mean,
you've had issues happen because you weren't communicating with them. Maybe fix that now?
Yeah,
You know?
I don't know. It's really up in the air here. I could think up great arguments for both.
Sure.
So, yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
当时是不是有一个叫艾玛的受害者上了他的车，并且他在雀德游戏任职？两人摆明了就是有关联的。
There's actually a good amount
你还真挺
of the
熟的
officers' memories that are staying the same.
但可惜，
怎么样，抓到那个混蛋了吗？
Well, right, because he still went over to talk to them about getting this stuff.
Well, no. I'm talking like with time being changed because of the hopping to make her be at the bridge.
事实就是如此。
That's where we need to kind of get the full picture as to what actually did happen.
而在一座废弃的大桥上，拍到了艾玛一个人经过的身影。
听珊珊的下落，
现在还立不了案，没法调用警力查找。
Okay. Didn't take too long to realize.
Okay. So, this is my thoughts. The things that he was saying back to them of like, I thought it was like this. There wasn't like a bunch of like, no, she never actually got into his car. No, he was never a main suspect of the case. It was he's not now because he has an alibi. Which is... That's weird.
Yeah, I think you're overemphasizing a specific thing when it's just no, that's not what happened. We thought it was what happened, but it wasn't what happened. He has an alibi.
No, right, but even we thought that's what happened, that's showcasing that the changing of the past didn't change it enough for them to not think that that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't think that that's definitively the case.
那你们昨天喝奶茶的时候，或者其他什么时候，有没有拍照或者自拍？
Yeah,
好像
yeah.
没有啊，
那其他时间呢？徐珊珊有没有传些自拍什么的给你？
一定是要昨天的吗？
最好是在12小时之内的。
我们昨天晚上没聊什么呀，都是前几天的照片了。
Yeah,
你再
shit.
找找，没准哪里就漏了那么一张。
我在找啊，但是真的没有。
Oh, Lu Guang's ready.
哦，对，昨天珊珊来之前，在门口举着手机，的确像是拍照来着。原来她还发朋友圈了，我都没注意。
Okay.
陆光，快看看，是不是能找到珊珊的下落？
Oh, yeah, she got the message and everything. She's so happy. Oh. No way. Yep, and from behind. Jeez. That's so terrifying. Fuck no! Fuck no!
That.
怎么样，有线索了吗？昨天凌晨1点半左右，有个戴面具的人闯入徐珊珊家，并且袭击了她。赶紧进照片，我倒要看看。等等，
Yeah, whoa.
你准备好面对最坏的结果了吗？
对不起，您拨打的电话已关机。
Yeah, he's gonna be all kinds of
It
worried.
echoes over and over and over again.
校队刚查证了，刘明的医疗报告没问题，他的确是他了。
Damn.
那陆光，徐珊珊家我刚查过了，没人。你提供的其他线索，我也小范围先排摸一下。
Cool. So he is looking into it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
徐仙姑，你在那干嘛呢？赶紧进去呗。你别这样，怪不好意思的。
自己注意点，别让乔玲知道啊。
走了走了，试试嘛。出来接客啦。
恭迎包租。
Wild.
哎，徐珊珊，你不去考博，怎么跑这儿来遛弯了？这是要逼着我自己骂自己。赶紧接受安排，完成。
Yep.
I love it.
我特地来关心关心社会盲流再就业情况。
哎呦，原来是体察民情来了，也难怪书读多了是容易和社会脱节。
没办法呀，我可不像某些人。
It's so half-hearted compared to normal.
能不能专心点？吵架哪有你这样心不在焉
Yeah, 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 yeah.
喂，你说清楚啊，谁靠谁过日子了？
怎么？房子是乔妹供给你的，生意是陆光打理的，你不就是个吃干饭的吗？
我们是合作，没看明白本质之前，别给人扣帽子。
There you go. There you go. Well done. Well done. Yeah, that's got to be fucking weird.
Yeah, that's.
小刘总，房间都整理完了，那我先走了。
Yeah, let's see this guy's perspective. Takes a drink, then claps his hands.
Got to make an important phone call.
Or check out some pictures.
你说说，为什么他们就不肯放过我呢？这群臭种，我也不会放过你们的。既然那么想红，
Gotcha.
他红的彻底。你说呢，我的朋友
？Okay.
So he jumped into the reporter's body, maybe? Person that took the picture?
做到从照片中获取过往信息的。啊，具体的我也不太清楚，每次都是他俩单独操作，神神叨
Nice.
叨的。
He's getting that confirmation.
总担心。
I mean, we already
程
heard
小时
this.
不靠谱
We've already been through this before.
Oh, right.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
放心吧，估计主要都是靠陆光，程小时就是个工具人。陆光
He just gets to hear it
什么？
specifically.
Yeah.
工具人？乔玲，你怎么也这么想？竟然和我不谋而合。虽然话是这么说，但程小时这家伙其实骨子里
Hey,
是
here
有
you
股
go.
劲儿的。
This is the part that we didn't
Okay.
get.
看出来，他从小就这样，表面上什么都不在乎，吊儿郎当的，但
Wow.
其实
That's rough.
哟，你说这怎么回事啊？是说走就走啊？
Oh.
把孩子一个人丢下，也太不负责了。呸呸呸！人家爸妈又没死，我看呀，还是先
我不要
检查吧。
他们只是出远门了，他们会回来的。所以，我哪儿也不去。我不要你们来关心我。哎，走，你们走。
你这孩子，
你也认为我爸爸妈妈他们不会回来了吗？
Oh.
不，他们会回来的。我陪你一起等。
谢谢你，乔玲。
Okay.
别谢我，要谢先谢我爸。他说借你10年房租，等你长大以后重新开店，再把钱还上。
哇，那我以后岂不是要叫你包租婆啦？
Hey.
Okay.
为了让自己和正常孩子一样，为了能够融入大家，他竭尽全力。但是，
Yeah.
我想他们。
那时候我才体会到，当他说出那句“我不要你们来关心我”的时候，心里该有多痛。我曾经一度担心，程小时他还能不能交到真正关心他的朋友。直到
My brother showed up. Yeah.
这么巧啊？哎，陆光，
嗨，这精神小伙是谁啊？
This is a guy I play
程
basketball
小时
with.
啊，
Yeah.
正好路过而已。
有空的话过来帮忙搭把手呗。
Luke Wong was always kind of an awkward little
Yeah.
就
distant
这样
guy.
神奇的出现在我们的生活里。
Mm-hmm.
我当
Yeah,
时
what a
问他
coincidence.
怎么就和程小时看对眼成了朋友？
Yeah.
你猜他怎么说？不会是贪图程小时的美色吧？
说人话。
我去买几罐冰可乐。
陆光，你到底看上我家程小时哪点了？这么多年来，你可是除了我之外他的第一个好哥们儿。
明明是他先喊我打球的。
Right.
从球友变朋友也不容易啊。 说明他身上还是有吸引你的地方。从实招来。
可能是天真吧。
天真是什么鬼？恰恰是程小石这份单纯和直白，让人特别想要保护他。
Wow.
谢
Wow.
谢你，巧玲。
Yeah.
谢我干什么？
Yeah.
今天怎么了？稀奇古怪
Right.
的。走走，
You're acting
快
weird.
拿去快乐快乐。
小伙子，看你提溜着俩煎饼在楼下转悠一天了，是不是犯了错来向女朋友赔罪？
Reasonable cop just coming over and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, bro, you dealing with some shit?"
所以，我想等一个答案。
Oh boy. Oh boy.
陆光，这次能不能让我来主导行动？
你
Ooh, the music
Okay.
change.
Also, maybe before the event, take a selfie and send it to me real quick. Oh, well, there you go. I didn't notice the blonde hair before. I thought it was like brown behind it. And he's walking.
Yep. Yep.
So bribe the doctors for the medical records, maybe?
That would be a very simple closed loop situation, but I doubt it. Wait, shit, he's here. He's here. He's at the photo shop.
Oh, shit.
Wait, whoa.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no. I wasn't paying attention. Oh no.
Yeah, I guess we didn't see the hair.
Fuck!
Oh, shit.
Lu Guang!
But if
Oh
they're
my
in there with
god.
photos,
是不是很意外？为什么会早有准备？我竟然能通过他的身体和你对话，我也就能有办法掌握你的一举一动。我们来玩个游戏，今天早上10点，你会得到一条线索。
wait.
手机。
Oh, shit. To set him up to go. Wait, what?
Yeah.
明天这个时间，凭线索来找我。
有趣。如果我赢了，你能答应做我的新朋友吗？
Oh.
Yeah.
确保徐珊珊的安全。
That's
Right.
I love
Lumen
it.
is being piloted. Lumen is actually being piloted.
那么，游戏
Begins now.
结束。
Oh, it's
Well,
whoa!
no. So
Right.
So everything that they're doing makes sense. I like it.
Right.
And if it is a second hopper, Lu Guang does not know about it because otherwise they wouldn't let this. Because him being a time hopper would be how this thing would fall apart, especially being in a room with a bunch of photos.
But he knew that the guy was back there.
No, right, because Cheng Jiaxi was like, here's the clue I'm going to give him to make it so that he comes to this place.
Right.
When he does, you get him, right? So they went back in time to see the future behavior, right? But the problem is that if it's something where it doesn't work because they're a time hopper, then that would mean that Lu Guang was not aware that this involved a time hopper, even after all of the crazy shit that happened.
Oh,
which is
okay.
weird.
Well, again, Lu Guang keeps things close to the chest.
Sure.
Just because he's not saying anything doesn't mean that he doesn't know.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Fun
developments. Also, some things that confused me.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do we want to do this?
Well, first things first, it's very straightforward. We have a guy that ends up in a situation where he wants to get vengeance on someone specifically who's kind of the source of this way he's being dragged in the media online.
Yeah.
So
all right,
he goes
cool. Makes
after
sense.
he goes after Su Shanshan specifically.
Yep.
Now, the thing that's kind of important here is that when he does this, there is no evidence that shows him to be a time hopper in any way whatsoever.
And in fact,
after having the full kind of picture of things, he just seems to be a very desperate, not fully head screwed on straight individual. Thus, this could be an open and shut, basic setup here with no questions asked here. Except we know it's not.
Right.
We know it's not.
There are a few reasons why we know it's not, which and the fact that they're opening things up like this is even more confusing for me because it's the second to last episode of the season. So we're almost 100% going to get a cliffhanger.
So yes, we absolutely are. But to rather go from the what are we confused about? What are the things that we know? We still know there's a time hopper. It's just that's related to Emma specifically because something was changed. That's still the same. We could be wrong.
Yeah, it's
But still, nothing was done in this episode to contradict that still was weird.
Well,
right?
No, in fact, it seemed and maybe that's where we disagree. So we can get into that later.
We have literal footage of her being at the bridge.
No, I know.
Which contradicts Cheng Jiaxi's memory.
Or it's that somehow that is actually part of what happened, and there's a new thing that came up there. The past wasn't changed. Lu Guang looked at it and didn't think it was strange, right? Like, it's just this is a new development, and somehow after the strangling attempt, whether it was caused because of, Cheng Jiaxi's interference that caused her to not die, or whatever, that theoretically, I guess, might not be a time hopper thing. I feel like it has to be, but I don't know. Yeah. But we know that the dude is... The medical
Liu Min.
Yeah, Liu Min is was declared paralyzed, and that there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the medical records. But he is going around attacking people, very much walking and moving just fine. So contradictory, right? Whether that's because somebody's hopping into his body or the thing was faked, or we don't know who knows. We don't know why. Yeah. They used a really good tactic of being like, hey, even if, say you can't actually like fight him off or something like that, they've got a knife, you can, if they're crazy enough, you can lead them to go to this place and then we can get them. Cool. And it worked. They went to the spot that he locked him in there. Whether that will be enough in the long run, who's to say? But the plan that they set out to do actually did work. Cool.
Right. Now we just have a conversation that's going to happen in the next episode.
Yeah.
I think that there's a couple things that this points at. I think that Liu Min, at some fundamental, basic level, is connected to a time hopper. I think that our initial guess of him being the time hopper is a cool one. But
more likely that he's getting hopped into?
I think it's more likely that he's getting hopped into.
Okay.
Other thing is we have all this kind of stuff that was set up from the first episode with Emma's kind of being brought into all of this. But because of things being able to happen non-linearly, there's some stuff that Liu Min himself might not actually be aware of yet.
Sure.
Because anything with regards to the time, photo, hopping into body stuff can happen way down into the future. Photos will exist forever. Right. So there's a very long time. So there's a lot of things that could be happening that are not related to the present people's awareness.
Yeah.
We saw a very cool emotional example of that, of Cheng Jiaxi and his Lu Guang's sister having a really cool conversation while he's piloting Su Shanshan.
Yeah.
Which was just a really sweet way to also give backstory in a way that made sense.
Yep.
It was very funny how, you just change one little thing about a scene to make it fantastical, suddenly makes what would be a rather clunky bit of exposition dialogue stuff, they're just talking about the guy, actually work as far as our investment and stuff because the guy's there eavesdropping in.
And then we also have the, mostly silent peanut gallery of Lu Guang being like, hey, stay on topic, please, or, frustrated that they're saying things about him, or, It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And that then leads into if they then get Chen Jiaoshi in a place mentally and emotionally stable enough that he's able to then go back to this point and help her.
Great.
That's great because it solves the Su Shanshan problem.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't solve the Emma problem.
No.
That was still there.
Yep.
So I like this because it's basically that they got distracted with a side quest here.
Mm-hmm.
That
is very important.
It's very important.
But
the mechanics as to how it all kind of potentially snakes in here.
And this is where I get confused because I feel like the stuff that we've covered, that's about the only thing that the only stuff that I feel like I actually know now with how this episode went. Because we have things like Lu Guang reaffirming that, like, hey, the past can't change.
Well, that's, again, I think he keeps reiterating that because he wants Chen Jiaoshi to know that. Obviously, the past can change. We've seen many times in which the past can change. But he's saying, no, you cannot. Like, don't do it. Like there's a very...
And that's where it's like, okay, how much of this is a translation thing? Or,
sorry, I keep interrupting. Go ahead.
Because... at the same time, or not at the same time, but, in the same episode, right, shortly thereafter of him being like, no, the past can't be changed. Remember that. It's the, hey, let's give him time to settle down because, the implication seemed to be that because it doesn't matter as long we have the picture, we can just go back at any time. Mm-hmm. But theoretically, if she's like dead, right, then no, it actually would really matter when you go back into the picture, right? And, maybe we can't do anything if he's not able to actually, function.
Again, this is not a thing of whether or not Chen Jiaoshi doesn't think you can change the past.
Uh-huh.
He's saying you cannot, you don't want to know the consequences. We've already seen instances of that.
Yeah.
So you cannot change the past. That's why it matters, and Chen Jiaoshi knows that.
Yeah,
it's the
he had a
are you ready to go
reminder of it last episode.
Right, and that's why we saw literal. Because again, you're getting too focused on the cannot word being like, well, then that means only that it's impossible. No, he's not saying that. He's saying that you cannot do this.
Yeah.
That's why anytime he goes ahem, it's because he's literally changing. Not in it being an actual like it's going to change a juncture, like a moment.
That's where the thing with the police and that whole thing then confuses me because the idea of the people that are the hoppers or the main characters or whatever not having their memories be changed because of the past changing and stuff, okay, cool. But for say the police that are doing this investigation, if something changes in the past, then that would change the whole case, and then when they see the case, they're going to have different evidence and things like that, right? So the fact that they still were aware of the kinds of things that they were talking about from before time was theoretically changed makes it seem like they're saying no, time was not actually changed.
It's not relevant yet to get into the details of whether or not time was changed. We will get that given to us emphatically when it makes sense to, or if not. So right then and there, we have to still be traveling through a linear story.
Yes.
We have to at the very least get the info that besides, we have footage of her on a bridge, That can mean this is new info for the audience, so we're saying it here. Or it can be as we've already told you in the past, we have this thing here.
But and this might just be part of the fast and loose aspects, but given that they had the info that they thought that Liu Min was the main suspect for a while, enough to the point where they made certain info public, right? But they didn't find out apparently that he had an alibi when time wasn't changed, right? Like that's kind of a big deal, right?
Then time wasn't changed.
Right, and they just didn't look into the person that was their lead suspect of what they were doing on the night and time of the murder.
No, because
right?
No. It's just you get the info about the photo on the bridge later.
No, I'm not talking about the photo on the bridge. I'm talking there's that. But there's the you know, where were they on this night? Oh, they were in the hospital because they got paralyzed.
Yeah, because they hadn't actually questioned him yet. Everything's happening in hours. So by the time that they came over to see him there sitting in the wheelchair, they're like, okay, that could be a cool way to pretend that, but now we're going to go investigate the hospital that he says he was at.
But didn't they make a point of the fact that, like, we've been sitting on this info for a while, you know, and so now we made it public to see if it would, like, bring up more clues.
A while could be a few hours. It doesn't. It's irrelevant as to when that is.
It seems weird that it would be something where it's we want to get more clues when we haven't done, like, a basic checkup of where the suspect was.
They just did that, though. That was when they went to his place.
No, I know. But by then, they had already made the info public. The fact that they would make info public to try and get more clues when they haven't even done a basic checkup feels weird.
I don't have any answer for you, Jacob. This is the kind of thing where it's...
I'm not expecting you to. I'm saying this is one of the things that makes me be like, wait, where's the show going?
Well, right, but I don't think that's where's the show going. It's assume you don't understand why a thing is going a certain way, and then
if that's
not
the case,
a weird thing, it's just maybe I'm forgetting a bit of exposition or a little thing that was told there.
Sure. Yeah.
Right now, what we have is a moment with Emma being in the car being strangled.
Yep.
We have evidence that she was here alive, and that's where she died. Because her body was found in the river.
Yeah. We have...
I think that you could go for the rule of there was a time hopper, and the time hopper made sure that she still ended up in the same river, and the way they did that was they hopped into her. And whether it's she was slightly conscious when she was strangled, because there's a point where you're strangling somebody that, like, they pass out, but they're not actually dead yet.
Right, hence the chokeholds for, like...
Right.
Yep.
So that could have been the thing that basically solves this whole thing here as to how time wasn't changed, but the evidence of her being elsewhere, thus creating an alibi, was like...
They're just not discovered.
They're just not discovered.
Yeah. And
also, it feels actually a little convenient that it was found out later once they started investigating into Lumen. Because it's kind of have you checked the surrounding areas? You know?
Exactly.
And then it's this is here.
We forgot to do that. You know,
cool, this was here all along. How did we miss this, you know?
Right, exactly. You know, yeah, and even if it's not the other person, like there is an enemy time hopper, even if it's just an adverse effect of the fact that, say, Changjiaxi did go into the trunk, right? And he's heard it. Like, you know, okay, that stopped him from maybe strangling her to kill her. She still ended up dying through a different way, but because the strangling had happened before that happened, even if it changes the past, it's not going to change the fact that they still found strangulation marks on her neck or something like that.
Right. He panics. He throws her out of the car, drives scared back, and then crashes the car because it's late, and he's freaking out because he did hear someone in there. There's nobody in the trunk. Then she wanders over to the bridge, and someone pushes her for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You know? There's
after being attacked, she, like, you know, because I think in the original timeline she jumped off a bridge.
Well, no. They just found her in the river, and they what did they say? What did they say? It was episode 1, right, or episode 2? Let me bring up that episode here, because it's... A female corpse was found in the river last night. According to the police, the deceased engaged in financial-related work in Vicky game before her death. At present, possibility of suicide owing to her failure in the job is not ruled out.
Right, and then it's like, no, it was actually a... Yeah, okay.
Right. So there's nothing about the circumstances of her death. It was just the idea that it could be suicide, no public information. That sounds like the cops basically doing their due diligence of being like, hey, someone has passed away.
Yeah, and maybe
but we're not going to talk about the details of the case because...
And maybe even, like, let's say they find strangulation marks. They're like, we're going to say, maybe it was a suicide because we don't want the killer to know that we are on a trail of something.
Yeah. Classic due diligence in that regard. But right now, we have...
A non-paralyzed dude.
Yes, a non-paralyzed potentially Liu Min, we'll see, in the photo room with Cheng Jiaoshi,
who pops in and
because he knows basically where he's going to set him up to be. And then Lu Guang, seeing this all happen in real time, runs back to the spot there, which is one, showing that our idea about time being stopped in terms of the effectiveness with things rendered doesn't apply because this guy was already here.
Because it was happening simultaneously.
It's happened simultaneously.
Right, which...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the rippling effect is very, very powerful.
Oh, also another thing that's kind of crazy, which gets into the time as relative thing, because of course he'd be able to do this if he can hop to another place back in time. Why couldn't he hop to another place in the present?
Sure. So
he
does that.
He does that. Boom. There you go. And if it's specifically because there's like a photo in this area that, lets him do that, I don't know what the exact mechanics of this one is, but yeah, he's able to do it because of course he is.
Well, we saw Cheng Jiaoshi in this room earlier in the episode. He then ends up going over here, and I think this was him kind of already thinking up the plan. He's putting up like a bunch of the photos in here.
Yeah, it's like memories of like, okay, this is why I'm doing this.
Well, also potentially to be weapons to...
Sure.
I mean, obviously this is why I'm doing this.
Right, and they go into the photos, not out of the photos, so setting up photos of past events and different people wouldn't necessarily help him appear here.
No.
Maybe there's like a security camera or something.
But I'll bet you he came up with the idea when he was in this room.
Sure.
And then he's like, okay. The reason why I said weapons is the idea of like, look at the person that you killed. This is who they,
Oh, sure. Yeah. And right. That's one of the other things. Like, why this room? Just because it's a room with like a sturdy door?
I think it's because it's a room with a door that they can lock. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And then they could just call the cops and be like, hey, we got him.
Right.
This asshole tried to sneak into our place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a very fun scare of the, Lu Guang's helping you out, man in the chair, and then suddenly, oh, they're sneaking into someplace, all right, but it's not. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's not just the house, right? It's not just the apartment.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Okay.
I very much want to have a conversation with Liu Min and him just end up spilling this whole spiel that gives us like tons of answers.
Right, because he mentioned my friend or whatever, my dear friend. So that
could mean something.
Who knows? Maybe the season's going to end with like a teaser to the,
the true antagonist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
all right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.